Where are the scars in a facelift? So I'll tell you the general place or my preference for scar placement in a facelift, but know that I can put your incisions and scars wherever you'd prefer, but I will explain why I like to position the scars in my preferred locations. So, scars in a facelift, I'll see if I can pull up some images to overlay on this video, but the top of the scar for a facelift is generally level with the eyebrow, and it goes down along the hairline. I don't want to cut off your sideburn completely, so I will leave some of the sideburn there so it looks more natural. It'll follow it down and then along the front of the ear and then behind the ear and shoots back into the hairline. So that is a facelift scar. There are a number of variations regarding how the scar passes in front of the ear. I can't really do it right now with my finger to the level of detail that I need, but there are pros and cons to all the approaches. I'm happy to use whatever incision and subsequent scar you'd prefer, and I will draw on your face the preferred scar that I like to use that I think works best and is the most hidden once you completely heal. The other point I want to make about facelift scars is that I think there's a lot of debate regarding facelift scars, and many plastic surgeons like to chuckle at that debate because it really isn't the most important part of a facelift. The most important part of a facelift is how the tissues are resuspended, as well as all the other procedures that are performed to create a beautiful and harmonious result. How the scars are positioned on the face is somewhat of a less important point, but it matters, but I'm saying it's not the most important part of a facelift. We want the scars to be hidden, and we want the scars to be very faint and unnoticeable. But what I'm saying is you don't want to have a less than great facelift result because you were too concerned about where your scars are positioned. So I will talk you through this, and I'll see if I can't pull up some images on this video to better explain where I put the scars. On that note, I like to position the scars somewhat in front of the sideburn or hairline, because if I completely cut off the sideburn and hide the scar within the sideburn, you're gonna lose that hair. And that looks odd because it creates kind of a bald cheek and temporal region. So it's important to position the scar in front of that area so that you don't lose that hair as your skin is pulled up and back. Along the ear, I like to follow the natural curvature of the ear to the very top of the tragus, and then follow another curve down to the earlobe. That seems to create the best final scar in my experience. And then finally, the scar behind the ear goes right up behind the ear. You can't see it unless you pull the ear forward. And then at the most prominent part of the ear, meaning the area of the ear that is furthest back on your head, at that level I will make a horizontal incision back into your hairline, and that is where the facelift incision ends. To learn more, check out our website where you can upload your photos and concerns as a virtual consult. You can also check out our price estimator to get pricing information for all the various procedures we offer. And finally, if you'd like to have your questions answered on a future podcast or Q&A video session like this, please leave a message on our SpeakPipe. You can go to our blog page and our SpeakPipe is located there. Thanks for listening.